Normally I say to start comfortable, seated. So if you are seated and laying down, so sorry, stand up. We're going to start standing in the strong mountain pose. And you can start first by bending the knees, pressing down through the feet. Feeling maybe some buoyancy through the upper body, maybe through the knees and the hips. You can even kind of move side to side a bit. Let the arms swing. And then begin to find stillness in the upper body, softness in the knees, and then spread the toes as you grip down like you're trying to claw into sand. Push down through the heels, down through the balls of the feet, lift through the arches, and then begin to work your way up. So firming through the quads, lifting the kneecaps, maintaining a soft bend in the knees. Pull the belly in, lengthen the tailbone, knit the ribs, pull the outer edges of the collarbones apart, shoulder blades together and down the spine behind you. Inhale the shoulders up, down, and back, palms forward, fingers wide. Now here you can close your eyes, and the next part we're going to do just with the eyes closed. As you inhale, reach the crown of the head as tall as you can, like there's a string attached to your crown. And on the exhale, keep the height, but soften through the feet, like push them into the floor. Slight tuck of the chin, and then pull the ears back over the shoulders. Soften the face. Maintain engagement in the legs. Maintain engagement in the core. And then even squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. Squeeze the arms towards the rib cage. Pull the shoulders down, lifting up through the crown. Feeling a lot of engagement here just to start, just to find centering. Welcoming a little bit of effort even as we try to ground down and calm down. And then while you're here, notice anything that you brought onto your mat with you. Any thoughts of the day, any plans, any busyness that you have going on. As you take a deep inhale, find a happiness for those things, even if they seem stressful or feel stressful. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Softly bend the knees, find a little more buoyancy. And then inhale, reach the arms up. And then begin to find some side body movement. So pressing the hip to one side, hands to one side, and then switching. Maybe finding a little bit more movement, drawing circles, finding a roundness, a hollowness of the front of the body, a roundness of the back body. Pressing the hips again to one side, maybe pushing the belly out, getting a bit of a back bend. Letting it feel kind of weird, but also really good. Changing directions. Got maybe some cat-cows here. Finding our movement, our warm-up through the spine in a standing position. Additional options to find side bends. Finding it in each direction. Maybe twisting. Again, just beginning to wake up the center of the body. Bring hands to heart. Close the eyes. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, bend the knees, and then lower the heart towards the floor, finding a forward fold with deeply bent knees. So the chest, the torso is coming towards the thighs. Now maybe you can get your chest to touch your thighs. Maybe there's a lot of distance there and you'd even like to have blocks under the hands. Either way. And then again, find some movement. Swing side to side. So the theme we're working with this week is Ishvara Pranidhana. Surrender to the divine. Good. Inhale, half lift, lengthen forward. Palms to shins. Pushing shins to palm, pushing palms to shins, and then guiding the heart away from the legs. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips, rise all the way up. Hands to heart. Good, again, find some movement through the hips. And this surrender to the divine really just means that we are recognizing that there's more to ourselves than ourselves, more to this life, more to purpose. There's something bigger, and we're all part of it. It's what connects us all. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Now, if you are at the top or the back of your mat, that's fine. I obviously am not, so I'm going to adjust so that I'm at the back of my mat. If you're at the front of your mat, step back. Let's meet standing, back of the mat. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Begin to walk the hands forward, plank pose. Pause here. Then begin to feel some heat in the belly. Spread the fingers wide. Pull the hands and feet apart from each other. Now pull them towards each other. Feel the back broaden. Firm the belly, corseting all the muscles of the abdomen. Squeeze the glutes. Pull the heels back. Drop the knees down. Good. Sit towards the heels. Option here to open through the chest, to roll through the wrists, or take some more spinal movements. Again, we're just warming up. A good way for us to use this Ishvara Pranidhana in our practice is to find poses that challenge us, or ways of doing poses that challenge us, that really encourage us to surrender a bit, to be okay with failing or falling out, to feel the struggle in our body, and then to really welcome that. Again, like I said yesterday, letting that be a nudge to improve, to go towards something bigger. From here, find your plank again. Spread the fingers. Inhale, rock forward, tippy toes. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. Now begin to lift the tailbone. Lift all the way up and back, downward facing dog. You can pedal out through the heels, bending one, then the other. You can bend through the knees, pressing the chest again towards the legs, through to the thighs, and then lift the tailbone, lengthen the spine, and then begin to press down through the heels. Broaden the upper back by wrapping the armpits towards each other. Pull the belly in, Uddiyana Bandha. Separate the feet wide. And now notice what this changes. Where do you feel sensation? Can you pull your ankles wide, away from each other? Can you lift the arches? Press down through the mounds of the toes. Lift through the tailbone, flaring it out, just like cow pose. Roll forward, wide leg plank. Lift, come all the way back, wide leg down dog. Again, roll forward. Lift and roll back. Good. Heel toe the feet closer together, back under the hips. Come forward. Shift forward, tippy toes. Knees come down. And then we're going to lower all the way down to the belly. Good. Keep the collarbones lifted, the chest lifted. Reach the hands back. Half locust here. Reaching through the fingers, squeezing the pinkies in. Option to reach through the toes, squeeze through the glutes. Find full locust. Tuck the chin, lengthen the neck. Lifting a little higher, pressing the pubic bone into the mat. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Planting the hands, pressing up. Modified plank. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Knee to nose, cheetah pose. Send back. Bring it all the way forward this time, keeping hands flat. That means if you can only step the foot forward halfways, stop there, then use the hand. Okay, we want weight pouring into the hands. From here, look forward, come up on your blocks or your fingertips, lift the heart, press down into the feet, rise up. High crescent lunge. And again, notice what you need here. If you need some expression through the arms, moving through the spine, maybe deep grounding, hands to heart, connecting with your intention. We're in a pretty well-known, familiar shape. How can you make it more challenging for yourself? Where can you feel surrender? Perhaps you lift the front heel. Come into the hip a bit more. Do you feel shaking? I do. Or maybe you reach the arms up, you pull the belly in, and you go halfway forward like you're reaching for something in front of you. Maybe you do both. Inhale. Exhale, heel down, hands down. From here, straighten through the front leg. And bend the knee. Straighten through the front leg. Bend the knee. Straighten through the front leg. Walk the hands to center. Wide leg, forward fold. Again, get some free movement here. Sway the hips. Maybe just hang heavy like ragdoll, rocking the weight forward and back. Good. Walk the hands to the back of the mat now. Send the right foot back. Option here, you can drop the knees down again, or you can keep them high, shift forward, lower down all the way or to the belly. Maybe chaturanga. Press into the hands, lift the heart. Cobra or upward facing dog. Option for locust. Then find your way in downward facing dog. Again, pedaling out if you need it, maybe swaying the hips from side to side. Enjoying the breath. Can you ride the waves of your breath? And Ishvara Pranidhana can really mean a lot of things. It can be religious to your God. It can be towards nature, the bigger realm of things, of how beautiful the world is. So whatever really works for you here, as you breathe in and out, as you feel that life force entering and exiting the body, can you feel connected to the bigger picture? Inhale, lift the right leg. Knee to nose. Send it back. Again, step it all the way forward, this time flat hands. Notice where your feet are. If you need to separate them a bit, you can. Widen the train tracks. Maybe come up on blocks or cupcake fingers. When you're ready, press down through the legs to lift up through the heart. High crescent lunge. Another opportunity here to find some sort of expression with the upper body. Some sort of movement that serves you well. Maybe opening through the chest. Doesn't have to be the same as the other side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, plant them down. Straighten through that right leg now. And maybe moving back and forth, rocking and straightening. Can you feel the heat building inside? This is normally a warm flow class. Let's get warm. Good. From here, straightening through the right leg, walking hands towards center, wide leg fold again. Maybe skandasanas now. These low side lunges. You can stay low and walk the hands. Or if you'd like to have a little more energy, a little more effort, you can press all the way down through the feet, rise all the way up, all the way down. All the way up, all the way down. Good, one more time, all the way up. Pause here. Spread the arms. Breathe, taking up space. Knowing as much space as we can ever take up, there's still so much more space. So much more than ourselves. Good, bring the heels and the feet a little closer, but still wide. Heels in, toes out. Hands to heart. Lengthen the spine. Begin to bend the knees. Coming all the way down, malasana. If you need to put some blocks beneath you for some support, do that. Pressure from knees to elbows, elbows to knees. Use that counter pressure to lift. Spine lengthener, not just a hip opener. And again, movement here. Hands down, hips up. Press the hips from right to left. Bring the feet under the hips. Take a ragdoll. Either crossing the arms, maybe letting the hands just be heavy. You can interlace the fingers behind the low back. Pull the knuckles away from the body, and then let the knuckles fall forward towards the front, or I guess the side of the space. Bending the left knee, bringing left shoulder towards that knee as you straighten the right leg and look up over the right shoulder. Changing sides. And coming down. Sweep the arms down towards the floor. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Good. Then we're just going to rotate on our mats towards the top of the mat. Plant the hands. And you can step the feet forward if you like. If it's easier for you to handstand hop here with a little distance, just rock the shoulders over knuckles. Lift up a leg. Push, protract through the shoulders. Little handstand hops, even if it's only an inch off the ground. Switch sides. Now, obviously, I'm not trying to go so hard because if I flip over and fall on this, I'll be very embarrassed. So I'm just taking it easy. But you do you. Good. Then when you're ready, find a fold. Inhale, half lift. Plant the hands, and now we're moving through vinyasa, whichever one you like. So you can step back to plank, lower down all the way to the belly and find that locust, and then down dog. Or you can do a traditional Surya Namaskar A vinyasa here. So chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, moving with the breath. Noticing how you feel. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step it all the way forward. High crescent lunge, reach up. Hands to heart. Lower the right knee down, tap it, rise up. Lower and tap, rise up. Lower and tap, rise up. Good, pause here. Big breath in, reach the arms up, lift the front heel, and now slowly lower down, keeping that front heel lifted till the knees down. Good, lower the front heel. Whew. Hands down. You can tent the fingers or use blocks here. Finding Ardha Hanumanasana, half split, straightening through the front leg. Hips stacked over the back knee, push down through the front heel and then drag it back. You're going to feel your left hip point pull back as your right comes forward. If you have blocks near you, this is a great time to use them with a nice flat spine. So imagine your Ardha Uttanasana lift here. And then guide the heart towards the toes. And then you can move back and forth, stretching through the hip flexors, maybe even through the psoas if you'd like. You can bring left hand to a block, reach the right arm up, turn the palm to the back of the space, and then as you push your pelvis forward, pull your hand back. You might feel something a little extra through the front here. I hope that my heavy breathing is reminding you all to breathe. Good. From here, plant the hands, tuck the back toe, lift the knee, left foot back. Vinyasa option here, or straight to down dog. If you are staying off the wrist, this is a really great time for you to practice dolphin pose, forearms. Breathing. Good. From down dog, so coming off that dolphin, lifting the left foot, stepping it all the way forward, and then walking the hands towards center, wide leg fold. Again, movement here. If you're starting to really feel it, your energy's strong, this can be an opportunity for an inversion here, planting the hands. Now, for this, I want you to push down into the feet, but not so much that you begin to roll onto the sides of the feet. Really push down through the big toe mound still, okay? Ground down. You're going to find a half lift, and you're going to bring your hands back so that the head can come down. So now you're in a tripod position. Push into the hands so hard that you feel a lot of effort, and then hug the elbows in. Okay, so we're just hanging out here, all of us. If you've already floated up, that's great. If not, if you're still with me, stay with me. Maybe from here you continue to push, 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 and maybe you can bring one knee to the back of one arm. Maybe you can bring the other. Okay, maybe this is where we are, and how cool is this? Keep pushing into the hands, hugging the elbows towards each other. If from here you'd like to continue lifting, finding some other version of your inversion, go ahead. But just be satisfied with where you are. Allowing surrender to happen. Now we're going to find ourselves in that wide leg fold again. So one leg at a time, guys. Good. Inhale. Half lift. We did it. Walk the hands to the back side of the mat. Send the right foot back, vinyasa option, or straight to downward facing dog. Again, dolphin is acceptable as well. Very challenging, so you're building a lot of shoulder strength. Okay, from downward facing dog, inhale, lift the right leg. Step it all the way through. Prepare yourself. Rise up, high crescent lunge. Settling in. Doesn't it feel good? Now slowly tap and come up. Can you feel resistance going down? And then pressure down through the front foot as you come up, squeezing through the glutes. One more time. Down and up. Well, kind of one more time. I think I tricked you. Lift the front heel. Let it be extra hard. Slow, like lava. Lava can be fast, but this is slow lava. All the way down. Whew, lower the heel. Straighten the front leg. Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Lift the heart, nice straight spine. Again, squaring through the hips, pulling the right heel back. Breathing into the back body. Low back through the right glute, through the right hamstrings. Maybe all the way down through the calf, through the ankle if you flex. Bend the knee. Maybe a block under the right hand. If we want to get an extra psoas stretch here, remember we're going to press the pelvis forward as we reach the left arm up, rotate the palm back, and then pull. So we're really finding the C-shaped stretch, this deep psoas muscle. We're going to feel something maybe along here. A little back bend as well. How great is that? Hand down. Good. Plant the hands. Tuck the back toe. Lift the knee. Right foot back. Vinyasa option. You all have very strong practices. I trust that you know exactly which vinyasa is for you today. Lift the right leg. Step it forward. Good. This time, walk the hands towards center, wide leg fold. We're going to find inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. This time as you inhale, half lift, I want you to reach forward, pull the belly in, find a bend in the knees, and you're pulling the knees wide. But really, you're pulling the front of the belly towards the front of the spine. As you reach forward, come all the way up, 5-pointed star. Take up space. Maybe find some movement. You can get weird, no one can see you. Find some expression. Feet come about halfway together. Again, finding malasana. So heels in, toes out, palms together. Inhale. Exhale, settle in. Length of the spine. Find a softness to the face, maybe even a smile. And the cool thing is, no one can see if you're smiling, so it truly is just for you. But it's making your brain, your nervous system very happy. You can rock. Left hand down at the diagonal. Right arm reaches up and over. Now don't let this right knee collapse in. Keep pressing it open. You can draw circles through the shoulder, the arm. Maybe you find the bind reaching behind the low back, looking like you're gonna tuck that right hand into your back left pocket. Maybe you can pull through the left arm, rotate the palm to the back of the room, and find the bind, maintaining that openness through the right leg. If you would like to press into the right foot and stand all the way up with this bound or caged bird of paradise, definitely go ahead. I don't know if I have it in me, I'll be honest. If I try and I failed, you guys promise not to make fun of me. We'll see what happens, okay? So much pressure. Okay, from here, looking forward, pressing, 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 pressing. Okay. My confidence can live for another day. And then slowly lowering down, keeping the bind, opening through that right hip. Opening through the arms. Again, maybe rolling through that right shoulder. Switching sides. Right hand reaches down, left arm up and over. Maintaining the abduction, the pull away from the center line through the left knee. The left hand rotates, looks for the back right pocket, maybe the hip crease. Right hand also rotates, thumb down, palm back. Look for the bind, open through the chest. Same option here to press into the foot and stand up. I lost my mic, so I'm not going to do it this time, but you guys feel free. And then when you're ready, come back down, release the bind, open through the chest, rotate through the arm. Finding poses and shapes that require us to feel some sort of surrender, knowing that there's always more to work towards, which is really a gift. It'd be no fun if we could just win yoga, right? Okay, from here, hands down, hips up. Ooh, does that feel good? Hips right to left. Ujjayi breath if it's in your practice. Otherwise, just breathe how the body wants to breathe. Left hand down under the face. Bend the knees. Right arm reaches up. Maybe you straighten through the right leg. Maybe you straighten through both legs. Right hand down. Bend the knees. Left hand up. Maybe you straighten through the left leg. Maybe you straighten through both. Enjoying the breath here. Good. Walk the hands towards the top of the mat. From here, drop the right knee down. Walk the left foot wide, finding our lizard lunge. So if you have blocks or anything to help elevate you, give you support if you need it, go ahead and do that. You can scoot that back leg back as far as you need to, and you can also take the front leg as wide as you need to, okay? Heel in, toe out. You can open through the knee. Be careful opening the sole of the foot like a book. It can put strain on the inside or the outside of the knee, so just be cautious. Take care of yourself. Find this nice hip opening. So again, opening through the psoas on the right side, opening through the hip on the left. Okay. Bring the foot back so that it's between the hands. Straighten through the leg, half split. Okay, guys, let's find full hanumanasana. So it's hard because I can't see you to come around and say, no, no, no. So you need to be in charge of yourself here, and I know that you guys will do that. If you have support props, blocks, anything you're using, what I'd like you to do now is first bring the back knee back as far as you comfortably can, feeling sensation through the front of the right hip, but no pain, okay? You're gonna bring your support under the front thigh, just like that. And then you can bring the front foot forward. And notice how you feel here. Okay, so again, just like we did our half split, you're pulling your left hip back, pushing the right hip forward. Chest is lifted, spine is long. Little back bend in the low back, but nothing that's, kinking the hose. It's really a nice arch. Perhaps you can take off a little bit of support, bring that heel forward even more. Maintain the squareness of the hips. You're not letting your foot rotate in a crazy, torquey way behind you. Maybe you want to get crazy and you want to take away that block altogether. And you can find yourself in full hanumanasana. Now our instinct is to fold forward here, and that's because it gives us relief. But we're finding edges today. Ishvara, Pranidhana. It's bigger than us. Let there be surrender here. Surrender to challenge. Maybe that means that you need to surrender and go back to using a block if this is too deep for you, okay? Maybe hands to heart. Maybe a lift through the heart. Expression through the arms. Let it feel good. Hands down. Now, I would bring hands to blocks just to give a little more elevation here. If you don't have blocks, just hands to floor. And you're going to push into the blocks to lift the pelvis a little bit away. And then you're going to find the action of closing a pair of scissors with your thighs to help this, okay? And then notice, bring knees together, maybe knees wide on the mat. What kind of movement your body needs to kind of stir around that stickiness that we made. It's pretty deep. Maybe some big circles, maybe some cat-cows. Good. Find table. And we're going to go straight into that lizard lunge on the other side. So from here, you can honestly just kind of lean some weight into the left side and then bring that right leg forward. Not a very magical yogi transition, but you know what? It gets the job done. Left foot back, left knee back. Staying off the kneecap, off the patella. If you need padding under the knees, I didn't say it the first time, I should have. Go ahead and do that. Towel, blanket, anything works. Just keep sliding it back till you feel, again, sensation in the front of the hip. Foot is wide. You can bring it wider. You can bring the toe out. You can bring the knee open. You can come all the way down if that feels good. Water-like movement. Whatever you need. Just open through the hip. Let your attention come deeper into yourself. And then can you imagine all the other yogis that are taking this class in their own spaces? Can you try to feel their presence? To hear their breath. Maybe that breath is even syncing with yours. Feel the connecting, the community that yoga is. Okay, begin to close the knee. Be gentle with yourself. And then you're going to let that foot heel toe back between the feet. Again, option for blocks here for the hands as we find our half split, as we find our lunge, and then placing our support under the front thigh. So just kind of spider walking that foot forward. Letting some weight come onto those blocks. Ha ha. Maybe move through the chest, maybe open through the chest, feel the knuckles trace the back of that back thigh. Prepare yourself. Let your body know, let your brain know that you're safe. You're not going to take it any deeper than you need to. You can surrender into that. Then begin removing, possibly, a block. Notice how this side feels. So each side's going to be different. One side is probably going to be a lot easier than the other. Again, respect those boundaries that your body's giving you. The body talks to us much earlier than it yells at us, so listen to the talking before the yelling starts and we have injury. When you're ready, perhaps moving in towards your full hanumanasana. Again, lifting through the heart, pulling the left hip crease forward, the right sit bone back, belly in, chest lifted, spine long. Maybe a little back bend, maybe the arms reach up. Let there be a smile. Telling your brain that there's ease, that there's peace, will reprogram it to eventually really believe it. So go ahead and speak those things, manifest them. And then beginning to exit the pose. Pressing to lift the hips, to lift the trunk of the body, and then find the legs coming closer together. Movement here. Okay, this is a great time for a child's pose, but notice if it's a little tight here and a child's pose doesn't feel good, what I'd like you to do instead is to take the knees back, forearms down, and just round the spine. Wiggle the hips side to side, and eventually, even maybe with knees wide or knees together, you can begin to find a child's pose that works for you. Option to place blocks between the thighs and the calves to give some space, either for the anatomy, the flesh, or just that tightness we have in the hip flexors. But let's say instead you were like fired up and you want to invert. This is a great time for that as well. So Shirshasana, if it's safely in your practice, handstand. You can hold your dolphin pose. If you're trying to stay off the hands, hold your dolphin pose, walk it in. Maybe find your Pinchamayurasana, okay? Just be safe with it, whatever you want to do. I'm going to give you a couple minutes here, a couple minutes of free time to really tune in. Notice where you need to surrender to. Are you being nudged and pushed to give a little more effort, to work on that inversion? Do it. If you're being nudged, if that higher power is saying you need to rest, please rest. You can lay completely pronated, lay on the belly. Okay? Totally up to you. Just find yourself doing whatever you're nudged to do. And wherever you are, connect with the breath, with the divinity within, that prana. Finding something that you are so grateful that you were nudged towards. Perhaps this social distancing, this crazy time that we're in has nudged you to try new things. For all of the yoga instructors watching, all the yoga teachers tuning in, hey, what a nudge we had, right? Going online with our classes, gosh, what a nudge. For everyone else working from home, having to figure things out, figuring out how to homeschool your kids if that was something you never thought you were able to do, or anything else. We find a lot of strength in those nudges. and the willingness to be open to those nudges. That's the Ishvara Pranidhana. That's what that is. It's that niyama. There's always more, there's always bigger. And surrendering and accepting to our role, our unique place in that, it's pretty great. Take a couple more breaths where you are. If you are still upside down, go ahead and softly land. If you're in your child's pose, I'd like you to begin to find movement. It can be through the ankles and the wrists, it can be through the hips and the shoulders. If you'd like to come up to kneeling and draw big circles like you're hula hooping, go ahead. Good. Now, go ahead and sit on your mat. Soles of the feet together, knees apart, Baddha Konasana. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. And maybe here it would feel really good to open the feet up like a book. You can even use the hands to hold that as you fold, elbows down towards the legs, heart forward. I really hope that you can't see my feet right now because they're pretty bad. I'm going to cover them with my hands. And come up. Okay, close the knees. Open the knees. Maybe you let them move like butterfly wings, maybe one at a time, maybe together. Good. And then feel that rhythm. Boom, 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 boom. Can we find our Kapalabhati breath? So that Kapalabhati breath, we're using the muscles of the abdomen to imagine that you're going to get soccer punched right in the gut. So you, and that forceful contraction of the belly forces the air out. So that's the active exhale. And then the air just kind of gets suctioned back in for your inhale. So, and I'm doing that loud so you can hear it, but you can do it through the nose. So as we move, we're going to Kapalabhati breath with the movement of our knees. And again, you guys, no one can hear or see you, so don't worry about being self-conscious, okay? And stop. Good. Got a little more heat in the belly now. Send the legs long. Inhale, reach the arms up. Fold forward. Noticing what you're noticing. Perhaps your hamstrings are a little more open than normal. Is that something to notice? Can you soften the face a little more? Can you broaden the upper back? Pull the belly in. And come up. Good. Now begin to hug the right knee in. You can bring the left ankle towards the pelvis if you'd like, or keep it long. That's your choice. Working towards astavakrasana, so our 8-angle pose here. Again, this is a pose where maybe you need to find some surrender. Maybe you've surrendered enough and you've worked enough at this pose that you can do this. Either way, let's all try, okay? We're going to go step by step. So when you need to surrender and stop and respect the boundary that your body's giving you, go ahead and do that. So first, just beginning to bring that knee back, finding external rotation of the leg. So the thigh is rotating up towards the sky as the knee comes back and sole of the foot goes up. Nice tall spine. Maybe we begin to find that cradle-like position. Again, rotating, it just feels good. Now we don't necessarily need this to find the action of astavakrasana, but it does help us get a higher up positioning of the arm, having this open hip, okay? So we're gonna find a clamping action, but finding the elevation on the arm is very helpful for this pose. Okay, right arm comes through. This is what I'm talking about. So left hand to the right foot, and you're gonna begin to crank the leg back and hoist it up. crank it back, hoist it up. Really, it just needs to be above the elbow, but the higher up you can get, okay? And then you're going to find a squeezing thigh master action. You're pushing the shoulder against the inside of the leg. You're pushing the inside of the leg against the tricep, the shoulder area, okay? From here, hands down, you're going to begin to cross at the ankles, okay? And then you're going to squeeze the left knee towards the right knee. And then you're going to plant the hands down. Now I'm in a diagonal because I wanted to show you kind of what we're doing. I'm in a diagonal again. You're going to look forward. You're going to plant the hands down like chaturanga. You're squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Then you push the butt up in the air. You push into the hands, push through the heels. Okay? Good. Let's do it again on the other side. So again, heel can be in or out, doesn't matter right now. There's other ways to enter this pose. This is just how I was doing it. So if you've been taught another way, you can do it that way as well. Just know what we're working towards. And you can find your astavakrasana on this side in your way. So first, just finding that movement. Maybe rocking a little bit. Then we bring right hand to left foot, left arm in, bring it high up, cross here. Good. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Rock into the hands, squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then we're going to find those chaturanga arms as we push the butt up into the air. And then extend through the legs. Butt up, extend through the legs. Good. Another pose that we can do is our compass pose. We've got time real quick, guys. I get too excited. Okay, so same thing. We're already warmed up. Let's do it. Left heel in, right foot being held. But this time we're going to take the left hand to the outside edge of the right foot. Again, we're finding these challenging poses because it does force us to be willing to surrender, okay? So we're holding the outside edge of the right foot. The right hand comes down to the inside, kind of threading that needle. You're going to rotate your chest towards the left. You're going to lean back. You're going to begin to push through the heel into the hand to straighten through the arm and rotate the chest open. Okay, we're leaning back, pushing through the heel. Notice if you need to surrender. And come out of it. Other side. Heel towards pelvis. This time, right hand towards the outside of the left foot. Left arm extends. Now we're going to rotate the chest towards the right. We're going to lean back. Our instinct is to want to dive through the hoop. No, we won't lean back and bring the hoop over us. So holding on, stretching through the leg, leaning back, looking up. Pushing through the hand, the heel, the heart. Good. Release. Roll through the shoulders, seated cat-cows. You guys did a great job. Go ahead. Turn towards the top of your mat if you are not already. Feet flat, chest lifted, hands to the backs of the thighs. Navasana, reach the arms forward. We didn't do that much core, so let's do just a little bit. You can extend the legs, pump the arms. Perhaps Kapalabhati breath with the pumps. Low boat. Okay, in this low boat, you can keep reaching forward. You can find hollow body shape like a handstand, or you can relax. Yogi's choice. Relax when you want to. Then hug the knees into the chest. Perhaps one at a time, maybe both at the same time. Find some movement. Begin slowing down the breath. You've earned it. Something soothing. Something nourishing for the body. And in this moment, can you feel a surrender of the body to the mat? You are completely supported, completely safe. Go ahead and bring both knees over to the right side. Find a supine twist. Arms to a T or cactus arms. Knees up through center and over to the other side. Gazing towards the right. Back up through center. Option here for happy baby. Or if you'd like to find your shoulder stand into your plow pose, that's another option for that. Bringing hands to support the low back. And then stack. So you've got support the low back, support the sacrum, and then you're reaching up, lengthening through the legs, through the feet, through the balls of the feet, letting there be a nice straight line through the body. I'm going to go off camera here when I find my plow pose, my hanumanasana. You just begin to hinge at the hips, sort of like piking down in that handstand. And you're not going to tuck the toes. You want to keep them like this. That way the tops of the feet come down. And from here, you can stay where you are. Or for ear pressure or snail pose, you can bend through the knees. And let the knees frame the ears. I don't know what that does to the sound, so I'm going to come out of it. And when you're ready, you can roll down out of it as well, coming to your back on the mat. If there's any other movements, any other shapes or stretches that you need, go ahead and take those. Even if that's a wheel pose or something maybe a little intense, but that you are used to doing that would feel good in your body, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, begin finding yourself in a comfortable position. Finally, time for some comfort. Laying down on the back, perhaps props beneath you, supporting between the shoulder blades, under the knees. Getting comfortable, ready for your shavasana. Let the eyes close. Let the mind's eye even soften. Perhaps you see color and shapes behind the eyelids. Notice the body. You are completely supported, completely safe. Allow yourself to yield here, to find comfort in the connection that you have to everyone else and everything else on the planet. We are all so connected. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Enjoy the softness and the stillness of your body. The lack of effort being asked of you right now. You just get to be where you are, who you are, with no need to change, no need to improve. Can you see yourself as perfect just the way you are? As part of this whole bigger picture. You can even think of a Bob Ross painting, this big painting full of beautiful, happy trees. And you're one of those happy trees. And each of those trees is beautiful. They're all a little different. Sometimes they have unique, happy branches. You're in the painting. Let that bring a smile to your face, a smile to the body. And as you're ready, please begin to welcome movement to the body. Intuitively guiding yourself through this wake up, letting it be the best wake up of your entire day. Taking up as much space as you need, taking big sighs or yawns, clenching where you need to clench, softening where you need to soften. Reintegrating back into your day, to the busyness of everything, but taking with you that little bit of surrender, that understanding you are part of something bigger, something divine, whether that be submitting to your religion, to the God of your religion, or maybe just to the idea of nature being big, the world all working, synchronizing together. It's pretty cool. Find a seated position when you're ready. Getting there any way you like, any way that's comfortable. And once you're there, you can wiggle the rib cage side to side, let it sway, really wiggle it, whatever you need. Flick water off the fingertips. Get more energy. Get more energy. We've got to get back to the rest of our day, guys. But we're pretty lucky that we can do that. We've got our health. It's important nowadays. I'm going to offer you the TC mudra of releasing control, releasing anxiety, releasing fear, and instead finding empowerment in that letting go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our hands, close our thumbs, wrap our fingers around our thumbs. You have the option to find some sort of expression through the arms, something powerful, something strong. I prefer to bring it to my heart because that's where I need to take it in myself. So I invite you to join me here at the heart space. Tuck the chin. One more breath in all together. So empty the breath. That way we all start together. Community breath in and out. I'm going to end the class saying so hum to you all, honoring the connection that we are. Thank you so much for practicing with me. So hum. Thank you guys.